Won't stop infiltrating your parents' privacy? Then see the consequences. It was a chilly fall day, and I was at home playing some video games. I have this neighbor who I'll call Sydney, who is the sweetest old woman ever. She loves reading these romance books with her husband, Harold, and I enjoy writing as well in my spare time, so I give her some and they love it. I then got a Yahoo from her, or when I thought it was her. Turns out Sydney has a daughter who came over to visit with kids for the holidays. She sent me a long one about how her parents shouldn't be receiving things like that from me on Google Docs, whining on and on about purity culture, and how older people don't like that. You see, I would have just talked with Sydney and her husband about this, if this last part wasn't included. My 9-year-old shouldn't be reading this deprived work even if he was snooping. Now I was pissed because for one, why aren't you watching your kid? And for two, why are you making the decision on what other people want to do? I then heard a knock because this bitch thought a message wasn't enough. I get up and go to the door, and she is just screaming at me and holding who I am, assuming the kid's hand. I close the door and threaten to call the cops that makes her leave in her car back to her place or whatever. So I began thinking on how I could get her back, and then I got a message from Harold saying how he is sorry, and he and Sydney are completely fine with whatever plan I had for her, explaining how he was sick of that kid going into private areas, since you need a password for all of that. Adding on how his kid kept allowing his grandchild to go and play games on the computer. However, even when it is hidden, she just finds it and lets the kid do whatever. So then, I decided the smartest thing to do was to keep sending them flither and wilder than the last. Eventually, in the winter, she came back for Christmas, and the kid invaded once again in the files, and boom, he came out utterly changed, and I heard Harold's and Sydney's laughter from far away, along with screaming. I went over to check in, just in case it could be bad, never know, and the mom was just bawling while her kid started saying things no kid should say. I honestly started laughing, and eventually I led her outside, and now I come in with a whole reading group now. We call ourselves Authors and Friends, and that failed abortion hasn't come back.